were given a task, so apparent I'm fully prepared, fully activated and ready. Focused on the target, grab my weapon, hold it steady, your name. You know that aim rate's heavy. Got the beast in me screaming out, let me out the cage. I ain't gotta do it with rage. The days are numbered, see my steps are calculate. On time, not a second hour late. Witnessing the mastery that we display like a hitman. Yeah. See, I go in and get the job done. Yeah, I'm moving like a hitman.
This is going to be a failure, but I still want to see what he did because I think it's going to turn out okay.
So we got to build some flavor. So we're going with the horseradish as a binder, pulling out the Traeger beef rub.
A lot of people are going to be thrown off by the horseradish.
Raise your hand if you've got your patty license. Well, then come on in. It's time to watch boxing at the Atlantis. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Looking forward to this one, Todd.
It's time for our tale of the tape. And getting ready to fight here, Alexander Usyk, 6'3", and 198-centimeter reach. And they'll be facing Antonio Tarver, 6'2" tall, with a reach of 75 inches.
Nobody knows who's going to win. You can have an argument.
Alexander Usyk, the former undisputed. And they'll be facing Antonio Tarver. You're looking at the Magic Man, one of the best to ever do it, a multi-time light heavyweight world champion.
Look at this. These fights are so...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, and now from Crimea in Ukraine, here is an undisputed cruiserweight world champion and an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. Fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from Florida, here is the 3-time world champion, the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what goes down when the opening bell rings.
All right, close the door, close the curtains. This is it. Let me enjoy myself right now.
What a great venue and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. Look at that left uppercut. Nice stop, but that won't score. So much hype surrounding this big matchup as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the fans of the people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good punch. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Quick punch scores. They both want the knockout. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally come. Here we go. It's round 2. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp, don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's gonna pop you off.
Nice counter shot. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Just missed with that hook. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Misses with the straight left. Catch and shoot. This counterpuncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counterpuncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
There's a counter shot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Alexander Usyk in that last. On to the third. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
And he scores with the counter. Counter shot. Caution being thrown to the wind. He misses with that straight left. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. They drop their guard, they get caught. Nice counter. Those counter punches have to hurt. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Beautiful counter punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity. Back at it in round 4. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, Johnny.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day, every week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Straight right just misses. A very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Failing to score with that right hook. Good counter punch. Straight right just misses. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that one. Back into the fray here in round 5. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Oh my, the Ukrainian has been rattled. No, we don't see a knockdown.
Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
And that hook misses. Is he going to punch himself out, though? That counter punch caught him clean. Solid punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Tarver in that last round. Stamina. Let's start the 6th. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Perfect counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now they're going to find out.
Good counter punching. Is he going to punch himself out, though? When are we going to see a jab from these two? This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
That's another scoring shot. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Tarver in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing. And there's the bell for round 7. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A lot of effort being exerted here. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That jab gets blocked. Through the straight left, but it won't score. And he misses with that straight left. How about that time count? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Tarver in that last round. And we enter the 8th round. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
What are they doing that now? Are they trying to get an early night? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in 1. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Well done with that counter shot. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Throws the jab, but does not score. Then step back for just a moment. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Punch, counter punch. A perfect counter lands. That's about as close as you can get. A majority decision.
Reggie takes off right away. With nowhere